But yeah, let's get on to transfers. Berta
Go
era.
ahead, man.
Berta era. Did you see all the stuff, the briefings about Berta, bro? Man's been moving mad. When I say he's been moving mad, he's been moving mad. I need to show
But
you
we need
some
to
of this.
get over the line. I like
I
what
need,
I mean. I've never had so much faith in someone I've never had a conversation with. Now I want to be wary of putting too much trust in one person without seeing evidence. But I can only have faith in Burton, man. And I know you kind of alluded to it, but the whole Garcia stuff, where if we've got Arteta wants someone like Garcia who's going to cost you 20, 30, maybe more million euros, and Burton's basically saying if we've got a budget, it's not that I don't back you, it's not that I don't like you. We need to pivot elsewhere. So yeah, man, Burton era begins, but we go dumping out of the Champions League and this news comes out. It's not a coincidence, but get the signings in, man. We know what we need.
but I like it. I like what I'm hearing. And you know what? To the people who are saying
I
it's
want to like what I'm
PR,
seeing, though, man.
no, but to the people who are saying it's PR, sometimes you need an uplift. Sometimes you need to hear that the things going to be happening that are the right things are going to be happening, or else it's just going to be doom and gloom until summertime.
Just
So
make them happen.
I do think PR is real, but it's necessary sometimes, especially for the going into the last two games of the season. You just don't want nobody showing up ever again.
You're right on that. You need to get bums on seats and whatnot. And naturally, when you're where we're at the moment, there's probably a lot of season ticket holders that have checked out. I hear what you're saying about the feel good factor, but speaking for myself, who I don't think I get too excited or too that. Obviously, I get excited and I get angry and everything, but I don't do too much like a lot of social media fans. Just show me, innit? Like, if you want a striker, just show me. Of course, I'm gonna make videos. I want to hear noise, but just show me. Just get these players in, man.
You know,
I like it, but
Sunday, what's the chance I can get a ticket for the last game of the season? It's probably bare tickets available.
you could get a ticket. I reckon you could get a ticket. If you went on it now, you could get a ticket. You could get a ticket. The only exception, maybe last home game, maybe people do want to go, but a lot of people checked out, man.
Yeah,
what was the game we played before Liverpool? Who did we play at home before Liverpool?
Was it
Palace?
Brentford.
Brentford, there was bare tickets available.
Yeah, there's bare people available. But now Isak is still Arsenal's top target. If it's widely known that apparently if Newcastle dropped
Sorry,
out,
Egal, but my guy, sorry to cut you, but my guy Skrill is in the comments. Yeah, a man said you want to hear noise, pause, deluded, you know. That don't make sense because I said I don't want to hear noise, just do it. And two, if we're talking about football and your first mind is going towards that kind of stuff, you might want to close this YouTube channel, my brother, and go on another tab and do something that had to your business. But nah, it's all love. Go on, man. So weird.
I was trying to find the Isak. You know, sometimes there's Isak articles, you can't find them. Madness. Anyways, Andrea Berta, Isak's the top target. Looks like if we try to get Isak, it's widely known within football circles that if Newcastle do not get Champions League football, he could be sold. Sesko is always an option, and Gyokeres, we're going to talk about him in a second. Zubimendi, the deal's done apparently, and Jorginho is going to be leaving to Brazil, and he's going to be the Jorginho replacement. And then here's the part that gets people excited. Saka, Saliba, and Gabriel have already started new talks for a new deal. Partey looks like he's also included in the new contract talks, which has pissed off some part of the fan base. And Zinchenko, Lokonga are going to be sold, and talks for Joao Garcia are ongoing. But I did hear recently that Berta might be against the signing of a £30 million backup keeper. But yeah, that's exciting stuff, bro. I don't know what people are telling me, but like to kind of have an idea of what our window might look like already is good to see.
Y'all can't lie, you're right. But I'm at the point, bro. They just need to show me, man. Like I would love Isak. I don't think you're getting him, but by all means, if there's an element to try. But whether it's Isak, Gyokeres, Ollie Watkins, whatever striker, whatever left winger, whatever centre mid, whatever goalie, please make sure when that window shuts, I feel we have enough added quality to that starting 11. I believe we have some level of quantity to be able to cope with injuries, because I can only speak for myself. See how the injury thing played out this season with all the players dropping like flies. Had we have looked after the quality and quantity last summer, if this still played out, me personally, I would have said, you know what, fair enough. Then I have that down to elements of unluck, because you've tried to control the controllables. We haven't done everything. We didn't do it in the summer. We didn't do it in Jan. And if you keep repeating mistakes, it becomes a choice. You chose not to do anything in January, whether you tried or not. So are you telling me we had enough? Or if I look at it sinisterly, I begin to question ambition of people here? Not necessarily the manager, not necessarily the players, the inner workings at Arsenal. Because even if you were like at certain other clubs, let's just assume Mikel Arteta didn't want to sign anyone in January, right? Certain other clubs, yeah, they would have acted anyway. So I'm not sure, man. You can't plan for that amount. This is what I mean. Jalen, big up yourself, but people are hearing what they need to hear. Our manager, Mikel Arteta, on about 3-4 occasions last year said we've got one of the smallest squads. When we went into this season, on my channel and a lot of others, we said if everybody's fit, we've still got a small squad. Am I expecting them to predict these amount of injuries? No, but you can buffer the squad. It's like knowing it's going to rain. You're going out in a t-shirt. We can't find no excuses. What are you talking about? We're not listening to actually what I said there. I said, had you have acted and done what you needed to do, we all know we needed a left winger, right? Did we get that permanent option in the summer? We all knew we needed a goalkeeper or two, right? Did we get any of them? We all know we needed a centre mid. We all needed a forward. Which one of these arrived? Had you have done those as a minimum, then you can start talking about, oh, we're unlucky with injuries. Did not put our best foot forward. You either make excuses or results. I want to be on the other side. There's always a reason and an excuse. You lot don't want to get to the other side.
Yeah, this man's funny, man. He's like, yo, you have a better chance of getting with J-Lo than us signing Isak. You know what? we're too young for J-Lo, bro. Best believe.
I ain't too young for J-Lo.
She got a better
one. Look at the guy.
I fair enough.
Or Kelly Rowland. Hey, shit, I'm involved.
She's pushing mid-50s, bro. What are we talking about?
That's cool, man. That's calm, man. That's calm, bro. Don't be ageist. Don't be ageist.
Hey, bro, you take that clothes off, things won't be in the right places. I'm telling you.
All that money, she probably had surgery, to be fair, but this guy's mad.
Anyways, we got over 200 people in the chat. Do me a favor, hit that like button. Let's get at least 100+ likes easily in this channel right now. Let's talk about Viktor Gyökeres and bring it back to the Villa fan who said something earlier. I have a question with Gyökeres possibly going to United if they win the Europa League. Isak staying. Who would you want as a new striker? Now, why would Gyökeres join United even if they do win the Europa League? Do you think there's a logic behind him going to United over Arsenal?
Yeah. Obviously, you could say we're ahead of them in terms of our project and London aspect, and we might even be able to give them wages because they're in a peculiar situation. Obviously, they haven't challenged for titles. They could sit there and say to Gyökeres, even in our worst year, we still won a trophy. It's still Man United. It's still Man United. And I think where you look at all of our teams, we've still all signed players without necessarily being the big dog. So it's still Man United. Like Arsenal, if you're a half-decent striker, bro, it's right there for you to play up front. Respectfully to Højlund, Joshua Zirkzee, Kai Havertz, Mikel Merino. If you're a talented striker and you don't believe you're going to get more first-team football or you can't make that spot of your own, you shouldn't go to those clubs. He obviously would link up with his former manager as well, if I'm honest with you. So, yeah, man, I still think we got a good chance of Gyökeres, especially because we're hearing Berta wants him. But everybody's wanted, and who knows? He might just get, he might just have a meeting with Amarin or a meeting with Mikel Arteta or someone else, and he just feels a bit better about the United project. Everybody's interested in everyone. It's how you sell it to them. And I think we got a good chance of Gyökeres. But the only thing I don't want to hear is, by all means, go after Isak, go after Gyökeres, go after Watkins, go after Sesko. I don't want to hear we tried if one of them don't play for Arsenal or any other names that are linked. And if we don't, if Isak's staying and obviously Gyökeres is going to United for this example, for me, we might as well do the Sesko thing for me, man.
Arsenal are close to reaching agreement with Sporting, apparently. I don't know how accurate this is, but bro, what? Did you see this? We might have submitted a bid and we're already close to reaching agreement. I don't believe it until the window starts and we start seeing more information. But right now, they're moving like Vlahovic back in the day. Like everything's already done.
I need to see the shirts. I need to see people holding shirts, doing interviews and all of that, man. I'm more than happy to talk about these things as we all are. We're getting to that moment where that's all there'll be to speak about football. But it's got to the point, man, you need to hold shirts, do interviews. I used to watch Bergkamp and Omri and the rest of it. Everyone and their dog is saying we're interested in Gyokeres. They're talking about the wages. They're doing all these things Egal. And they might be right. You never know. I hope so. But I need to see people holding shirts, or at least I need to see the David Ornsteins and the Fabrizio Romanos. A bit like, well, Ornstein ain't said nothing, in my opinion, lately about Zubimendi, but we saw it at the weekend with Romano, the more credible journalists to speak. And even then, who knows, man? I need eyes dotted and T's crossed.
Let me get you excited. Mkhitaryan came and he's like, yo, Pierre, come here. With Viktor Gyökeres, it could be like Gabriel Magalhaes signs the new deal and then he does his celebration. And then Gyökeres stops and is like, yo, it's not like that. It's like this.
Leave that for the kids, man.
Nah,
just stand for the club, Gyökeres, man, or anyone. We need players.
other stuff. Yo, big up for the raid. Big up for the raid. Shout out to
Come on,
Durag
do that,
Diaries
diaries.
for the raid. Shout out George every time.
Come on.
But yeah, there's a couple more things we need to touch on before we go any further. Rafael Leao, bro. People talking about Nico Williams. They're talking about all these other guys. Lookman. What do you think about Leao, bro? Because people are saying we need a maverick, we need a game changer, and then they're saying Rashford. But then Leao is a different level to Rashford. He's won major honors before. He's shown that he can carry a team through a Champions League tie. He's shown he can carry teams throughout a league. Now, I've seen what Kvaratskhelia has done for PSG. I think Leao could have the similar impact for Arsenal if he did join. He's a massive upgrade on both Martinelli and Trossard. And the main thing is he's one of those guys similar to Saka. You give him the ball, he makes magic out of something. We
I
need
got a
that.
love-hate relationship with Leao, man. Love-hate relationship. I don't want anyone to misunderstand me. I do think he's a bit overrated. And what I mean by that is, I think for casual viewers, he's not at a level they put him at. That doesn't mean I think he's a bad player. I think there's a player in there. As Egal's been saying, you know, Maverick, Stardust, obviously very skillful, dangerous on the transition. I think there's a lot, but I just think he needs to do that on a regular basis. Over a 38 game season, the Mo Salahs, all of these guys, they're doing it week in, week out. It's not good enough to do it 5-10 games a season. And then for the next 5-10, you drop off a level. You know, maybe if we can improve his IQ, his consistency, he buys into the stuff defensively and he goes up the gears, you got a real player. And I guess what I'm saying is there's a foundation there, but I do think he's hot and cold. If he can get over that, I'd be for him. And to be honest, I'm at the level now where, F it, just bring the players in, man. Just bring the players in, bro. Bring them in. But do you really see us spending what? They're going to surely... I do see some reports for Leao as low as 60 odd million.
Euros?
And then it's as high as 100. We're not spending 100 on him. Bare money on Gyokeres and all these others.
I've seen 75, 75, what do you call it, euros, anywhere between 75 and 80 million euros. That's what I've seen, like 70 to 80 million euros. That's what they want. So that's like 65, 70 million pounds. Really and truly, if Isak comes, that's going to be to the detriment of the winger. If Isak does not come and we get Gyokeres, we will have... Yeah, I know. We will have 70 to 80 to spend on two attacking forwards. And if Nico Williams decides to join, then we will have 100 million to spend on a striker. The thing is, I don't think a lot of people are as intrigued by the Nico Williams signing as they would be Rodrigo or Leao. And I just think Leao, Rodrigo, they're more of players that I think have more experience and shown it on a higher level.
Rodrigo over the names you said there, but yeah.
Bro, I'll take Rodrigo in a heartbeat. And to the Real Madrid fans who said, "Oh, you've been making fun of him," yeah, because you guys said he's better than Saka. He might not be better than Saka, but he's better than everybody else that we have in the winger position. And he would also be able to rotate in the 10, be able to rotate as a striker if need be. He can play everywhere, and he's another game changer, a clutch player. That's what we need.
I have too much of them.
We need clutch players. And that's what we've been asking for since the Bayern tie last year. We were saying we need more clutch players. Why did they go the whole window without signing any clutch players? Or should we say maybe Mikel Moreno, they signed him, maybe he's clutch. I don't know.
If nothing changes, isn't it? And you have to hold that, man. And you're winging it. And I don't think recruitment's the only reason, but recruitment is an overriding factor as to why Arsenal ain't getting over the line. And until you address that and get it right, we're going to keep having seasons like this where there's some good moments. Ultimately, it ends with disappointment and going again. As you said there, we were told about X-Factor players against Bayern Munich, etc. What did you bring in? What did you bring in?
What did you bring to the table? Interesting.
I know it's difficult to get signings and all of that, but that's why you lot are in those positions and we're talking on YouTube. Like, you lot clearly have the ability. And it seems to always be us that's missing out on what needs to be done.
You know what? That's deep.